Welcome to Spidell's Federal Tax Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week, we're covering Form 1099-DA reporting requirements. For an update on all the tax law changes that happened in 2025, register for Spidell's Federal Tax Update webinar on December 18th and 19th at spidell.com under webinars. New Form 1099-DA, digital asset proceeds from broker transactions, is required to be issued by digital asset brokers by February 17, 2026, to report 2025 transactions. The new form is similar to Form 1099-B, proceeds from broker and barter exchange transactions, and requires brokers to report acquisition and sale dates of digital assets as well as proceeds. While Form 1099-DA allows brokers to provide acquisition date and cost basis information, this information is only required to be reported for digital assets acquired after December 31st, 2026. Taxpayers and their advisors should begin gathering their basis information as soon as possible to alleviate the burden of hunting down this information during busy tax season time. Decentralized finance, or DeFi brokers, and some foreign brokers are not required to file Form 1099-DA with the IRS or furnish a statement to taxpayers showing their digital asset transactions. A DeFi broker is a digital platform, software, or service that facilitates the buying, selling, or trading of digital assets without a centralized intermediary, using smart contracts on a blockchain to automate transactions. Taxpayers who receive Form 1099-DA should be sure to answer yes to the digital asset question on page 1 of Form 1040 that asks whether the taxpayer received, sold, exchanged, or otherwise disposed of a digital asset. A version of that question appears on all of the following forms: Form 709, Forms 1040, 1040-SR, and 1040-NR, Form 1041, Form 1065, and Forms 1120 and 1120-S. For individuals, the form they file to report digital asset transactions depends on the type of transaction. Form 1099-DA specifically deals with digital asset sales and exchanges, which have to be reported on Form 8949 and flow to Schedule D. However, if the taxpayer is in the trade or business of buying and selling digital assets, then they have to report their gains and losses on Schedule C. Other digital asset transactions may have to be reported on other forms. For example, income from forks, staking, mining, etc. are reported on Schedule 1 to Form 1040. Gifts of digital assets are to be reported on Form 709 if the fair market value of the gift to any one recipient is greater than the annual gifting limit, which is $19,000 in 2025. Employees who receive digital assets as compensation for employment have to report the income the same as other wages on page 1 of Form 1040. And independent contractors who receive digital assets as compensation for their services generally report the income on Schedule C of Form 1040. Stay up to date with tax law changes throughout the year with Spidell's quarterly Federal Tax Update webinar. You can register for the full series of 4 webinars or just a single session at spidell.com under webinars. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spidell's Federal Tax Minute.